another founding coin is more of a personal one. It retains topics that are close to being a father, being a single father, being married again and having a fantastic wife that also tries to manage that because the children are in both worlds, with their mom, with their dad, and now in a new situation with their dad, and also the view of your children, of course, my children. So being a father is a great gift in my opinion, and just when you go to that phase, you will feel something that's so deep, and you will be triggered to be very protective. In my opinion, I was. Also, when my firstborn was ill, or someone dropped her, and she had to be checked all the time, I went out every time to check on her, and I would not sleep tight. I would, every little signal I would look, because you are worried and that you don't want them to have brain injury for life, so you would check their responses. And with children this is even more important than with adults. And also when they were crying, there was also a fault. You don't have to get out of your bed all the time when they're crying, because you will just enable that behavior. But yeah, it's my firstborn, so I had to learn of course some things as well. And you will also worry a lot. With my secondborn, it appeared that it was an intoxication, so he had to the labor had to be induced a little bit more rapid than it would normally. The full duration of the pregnancy could not be achieved because there was a danger for the child and also for his mother. And then you are going to take steps to mitigate the risk, of course. And this was also a good thing. And then you see your child coming into the world quite yellow within. You're worried as much as you can be, because of course the doctors will tell you everything seems to be fine. That is relieving, but you want it to be really fine and to check on that, of course. But everything was fine, and I have two very healthy and nice children. And then things happen. Someone decides that you're not are going to be together anymore, and then of course you will manage and also feel relieved. I felt relieved because I did what I could at that time to improve the marriage, but it was draining. It was not a good thing for me, and also to be out of a negative situation is a good thing for me personally. I'm the type of guy that never gives up, and that's also sometimes your biggest strength, and I really see this as strength. And I really salute to you if you're a similar type of person. I salute you, my brother. Especially as a father, I think this is very important, but it's also a downfall. Why is that? Because you will keep going even though the situation is very, very negative. And then if someone else decides that they want to go another way, of course it feels like failure, because you wanted to maintain it, even though it was a very hardship. It was a one-sided deal for me, but you also wanted to have this family and this ideal circumstance for the children as well. And every time that you could add to that and help them grow, this will be beneficial, even if that would occur in a later phase. But then you're a single dad, and that was on one hand very good for me because I was out of that negative, but I was very worried also because at that time I had all the reason and the rights to be with my children, but it was not, someone was trying to make it impossible, or as least accommodating and possible as it could be, without any rights. But that's what happened. And then you go to the divorce court and you get the rights reinstalled again. They were never taken away, but yeah, of course, it helps when a judge rules upon it, and if they would continue to do that, then there are penalties, so that helps perhaps. And that reinstates also the bonding with your children, but there is some damage. Not only that the parents are going away, but also the damage was there and done, because the relationship and the time and the interaction was just halted, one-sided by one person, but it had effects. That's really tearing your father heart apart, of course, if something like that happens, but it did. Okay, so then you're a single dad and you're managing. Of course, things are hard, but you manage, and that you have this time with your children without all that negativity was a blessing. And I also have very, very caring parents, my mother, my dad, who really helped and also made this a very pleasant time also for the children. Also have a nice other family which always was there, a positive influence. Also my brother and sister-in-law. So that was very nice. Then my dad died very young age. It had a huge impact on the children, but even bigger impact on me, because children can be very, very sad, and it breaks your father heart, and the other time, like snap of the finger, they can be very joyful again. That's also a good thing. It helps you also to see it from a different perspective, and really warms your heart how they love and in the childish ways have such great wisdom to cope with things. So it was also a teacher for me, not only a lesson, and not only how I wanted to show them this life lesson and to help them to really grasp it and make the best of it, but also it helped me. And then I got a relationship with my wife. My mother was still there. And yeah, there's different dynamics into the game. And the children really love my wife. But of course, then if she also becomes really my wife, she comes to live with us, then the dynamics differ a little bit more. And also, there can be good things, but also bad things. There's a new dynamic, a new group that needs to be formed, and of course everyone wants to make it happen. But they also are developing. Children are also developing. Then they hit puberty, etc., etc. So that's an interesting dynamic. And then my mother died. And also the grandma of the children. Again, a very huge impact. Also for yourself, if you're a father and you have your parents also in the game, and they can play the granddad, grandmom. This is a very, very big thing, and a real gem that you should cherish. Also very good for the children to have those additional role models there, and they did their part, but now their part is played. And because we believe that God will awaken the dead, and reinstall life in person, and then we can grow to being perfect in a paradise system. This is of course very nice, but it's not there yet, so it's something that you can look forward to and can stimulate you and see to also the children. And my wife, she also has lost her grandparents, for example, which we are really looking forward to meet again, but that needs still to be done, and it's not there yet. So that's the thing as well. That's it's an interesting dynamic. And then you manage as only as a dad and his wife, which is also a very good plus mother to our children, and my beautiful daughter and beautiful son that are, regardless of all the hardship that they had, they have a very beautiful heart, and they are just dealing with life, and life is not easy at this moment. If you look in the class of my daughter, a lot of girls are not only into boys, which can be quite quite a hurdle at that age already, yeah, because life is going into a very fast pace, but also into girls, and there are boys and girls that identify themselves as something different, and there's also a lot of violence, things that come on to them at that young age, and also what is expected from them from society is very hard, especially for boys. And why is that? Because the educational system in the past was more directed at a universal team, and now it's more and more directed at getting girls to a higher level, which I think is a good thing, that the girls can achieve higher levels. And now you see that from the higher educations, most of them are girls, but it's also detrimental for the boys because the way they are taught is not natural for boys or men. So it's really good that you also talk to your boy, to your son, and try to help them sustain themselves and keep also the manly parts alive, and also help them mitigate life and the educational system that's primed a little bit against them. So that's a short burst of being a father, a new husband, and also being a single dad. And I hope it helps some of you. Found in car? Out.